Sunshine Law. We're going to have a moment of silence followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call.
Mrs. Applegate. Here. Mrs. Dengler. Here. Mrs. DiNardo. Here. Mr. Fagan. Mr. Hamilton.
Here.
Mr. Hines.
Here.
Dr. Nichols. Here. Mr. Whitley.
Here.
Mr. Wright.
Here. I just want to thank everybody for coming out tonight. We have a full house. We have a lot of special guests to help us celebrate our bittersweet evening. And I just want to thank everybody for coming out and showing support to Tracy and the board meeting tonight. So with that, I would ask for a approval of minutes from the June 10, 2019 meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Motion carries. There's no presentations at this time. We are not going into executive. So we'll move to public comment on agenda items only. Number 8 is public comment on agenda items only. Okay. There's no action items, so that's going to take us to our district department quarterly reports. Mr. Andrews is not here tonight, sadly. It was going to be his final goodbye, but he is enjoying his family. He's taking it. So, are you reporting to him?
No, there's nothing to report.
He has nothing to report. No hip report. How about a hip report? No hip report either. Great. Wonderful. Way to go out. Intermediate school report, Dr. Feldman.
I don't have much either. School year ended really well, and now we are already full speed ahead getting ready for the next school year. So that's what's going on here.
Great, thank you. Holly Hill School Report, Mrs. Murray.
As Dr. Feldman said, we're getting ready for next school year already. We have summer rec that's starting at Holly Hill School on July 9th, and we also have our ESY extended school year for some students that's starting this evening.
Great, thank you. And Special Services Report, Mrs. Zitter.
Not a whole lot to report either, but we have filled up both of our preschool integrated classrooms with tuition students, so we are now taking waiting list students, so that's good news. And ESY is ready to go. All the kids the teachers have lists of their students who are attending, and I have neglected to give it to Miss Mary, so I'll do that tomorrow.
Great, thank you. Superintendent's Report, Dr. Petrozelli.
Yes, when Mr. Anderson doesn't have a report, but I'll say something about Matt is working very hard to make sure that everything is in place for his successor. He's been driving us all nuts trying to make sure that I's are dotted and T's are crossed. And I just appreciate that effort on his part. He really is not, despite his absence, is not packing it in. He's making sure everything is just right for Yashanta when she comes in. We had the day after the kids left, we had a middle school training. Some of the stuff is still on the walls and the easel and so forth. Was very well attended. Almost, I would say, over 80% of the staff were here on their own time. With the training, it went very well. Yashanta Holloway, the new principal, was here. Got to meet with a lot of the staff and work with them a little bit. So it was a good day. And as soon as the kids leave, it starts reporting season in the state of New Jersey, with many New Jersey Smart Reports being due. I've already started driving everybody nuts with calling for bits of information to get the reports done. And that's part of what I'll be doing in the next few weeks.
Okay, thank you. And for the final time, Ms. McGuire, Facilities Report.
Karen and I toured the Holly Hill School today, and Jason and his staff have already made significant strides in the kindergarten wing. There's floors already waxed. The hallway's looking a mess, but here too, things are moving along. Painting starts next week, and my last report will be Karen's turn.
Great. Congrats, thank you. No correspondence at this time, which takes us to our Board of Education committee reports, starting with 11A, our Budget and Personnel Committee. I'd like a motion to combine 11A1 all the way through 11A21.
Second.
All in favor? Opposed? Abstained? The motion carries. 11A1 is for the payment of bills, which you guys should have right there on the table next to you. 11A2, payment of cafeteria bills, there's none at this time. 11A3 is for the approval of a Westampton intermediate school teacher. 11A4 is for the approval of an extension of a long-term sub for the middle and intermediate school. 11A5 is for the approval of a Holly Hills Elementary School special education teacher. 11A6 is for the approval of the Holly Hills Elementary School special education teacher. 11A7 is for the approval of ESY OOD staff. 11A8 is for the approval of a Holly Hills administrative aide. 11A9 is an approval of a Holly Hills administrative aide. 11A10 is for an approval of a Holly Hills administrative aide. 11A11 is for the approval of the 2019-2020 salaries for 12-month non-aligned employees. 11A12 is for the approval of Westampton intermediate school teacher. 11A13 is for the approval of Westampton Intermediate Club and Activity Advisors for the 2019-20 school year as listed below. 11A14 is for the approval of Holly Hill School Club Activity Advisors for 19-20 school year as listed on the next page or below. 11A15 is for the approval of Westampton Middle School Club and Activity Advisors for the 2019-2020 school year, and they are all listed below. And on to the next page, all the way through. It's all the clubs and sports and music and band, etc. 11A16 is for the approval of the Holly Hills fundraisers for the 19-20 school year, listed on the following page. 11A17 is for the approval of the Westampton Intermediate School fundraisers for the 19-20 school year. 11A18 is for the approval of the mentoring teachers as listed below. 11A19 is for the approval of a Westampton Intermediate School teacher. 11A20 is also for an approval of the Westampton Intermediate School teacher. And 11A21 is for the approval of the superintendent's 2019-2020 salary. So there's 21 items, there's a lot there. Just take a quick look through, see if you have any questions. Questions? Any questions? Motion to approve? All in favor? Oh, roll call, sorry.
Mrs. Applegate?
Yes.
Mrs. Denler?
Yes.
Mrs. DiNardo?
Yes.
Mr. Hamilton?
Yes.
Mr. Hines?
Yes.
Dr. Nichols? Mr. Whitley?
Yes.
Mr. Wright?
Yes. Rachel, do you want to just
Sure.
introduce those teachers real quick?
Yep, I'll introduce two of them. So we have Michelle Borghese and Teresa Fiersack. They're both going to be teaching 5th grade math and science next year. And we have some other new teachers.
Okay, we have Tori Gambino. She's going to be our resource room teacher right here on the end. And then Jessica right in the middle of the crowd there. Akavetti. Yep. Okay, you got it. She's going to be teaching our self-contained classroom at the intermediate school. And then we also have Megan O'Connor, who's here. She is going to teach our self-contained classroom at Holly Hills.
Got it. Congratulations. Welcome.
Congratulations.
11B for the Curriculum Community Committee, there's nothing to report tonight, which takes us to 11C, the Legislative Policy Committee. Takes us to 11C1, Superintendent, with the Policy Committee calls for a motion to approve the second reading and adoption of the policies listed below.
Motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? The motion carries. There are no information items to report for 12A. 12B, the enrollment report, is listed in the back of your book or your email. 12C for the fire security drills are listed below. 12D for the suspensions for June 2019 are in the back of your book or in your email. 12E student action items, there's none at this time. As well, there's nothing to report for 12F. 12G miscellaneous action items. Superintendent calls for a motion to approve the facilities use calendar for the middle school and Holly Hills.
Second.
All in favor? Opposed? Abstained? The motion carries. 12G2 is for the approval of appointments. Superintendent calls for a motion to approve the following as listed below for the newspaper, affirmative action officer, public agency compliance officer, and the 504 officer. We need a motion.
Second.
Roll call.
Mrs. Applegate?
Yes.
Mrs. Denler?
Yes.
Mrs. DiNardo?
Yes.
Mr. Hamilton?
Yes.
Mr. Hines?
Yes.
Dr. Nichols?
Yes.
Mr. Whitley?
13, reports of the school business administrator and board secretary. 13A, there's no information items at this time. 13B, the monthly attendance report for June 2019 is listed in the back of your book or email. 13C for the cafeteria report for May 2019 is in the back of your book and email as well. 13D, there are no building inspection reports, which takes us to 13E, or action items. I need a motion to combine 13E1 to 15A1. All in favor? Opposed? Abstained? The motion carries. 13E1 is for the monthly reports of the board secretary and treasurer. 13E2 is for the mileage reimbursement. 13E3 is for the approval to solicit bids for transportation. 14 is unfinished business, there's none at this time. And 15A1 is for the approval of substitute teachers, support staff, and custodians. Is there any questions on those few items? Motion to approve.
Move.
Roll call.
Mrs. Applegate?
Yes.
Mrs. Denler?
Yes.
Mrs. DeNardo?
Yes.
Mr. Hamilton?
Yes.
Mr. Hines?
Yes.
Dr. Nichols?
Yes.
Mr. Whitley?
Yes.
Mr. Ray?
Yes. At this time, we'd like to open up for public comment on non-agenda items only.
Jeff. Laura Popovich is here too. She got approved as a
Oh,
lead. We
that's
didn't
right.
say her. And she's here.
Congrats, sorry. Public comment, thank you, Raina. Public comment on non-agenda items only. Also known as if anybody wants to say anything on Tracy's behalf, now would be the time to do that as well. I guess I read my spiel.
That's Nancy.
No public comment.
Jeez.
Tracy,
Yes.
we have been through a lot.
Yes, we have, Nancy.
Vanessa has surpassed me, but we've been working with lots of boards, excellent superintendents, and the opposite, and somewhere in the middle. And I want everyone to know that no matter who you are working with, you always had a high level of professionalism.
Thank you.
And to the public, you never let on that some of the people you work with were difficult. And you have saved this district multitudes of money. And I just know that when you're here, I have such confidence that this school was in great hands.
Thank you.
And one thing that's sad of you leaving, besides being such a great board secretary, is the history. As you know, when you have history, you don't make those same mistakes again. And you're leaving. Thank you, Vanessa, for still being here.
No pressure.
But Trace, we're going to miss you, but I know that you and I will be doing a couple lunches.
Yes.
And keep in touch. And I'm sorry to see you go, but I'm happy that you have confidence in the person taking your place.
She will do
And
a great
I
job.
love you very much.
Thank you. I love you too. Thank you. Thank you.
Either public comment on non-agenda items, or if you want to speak on behalf of Tracy.
I'm here to recognize Tracy McGuire in 3 capacities. First, as Deputy Mayor of the Township, thanks you for your service, for your fiscal responsibility, and for looking out for the residents, whether they had a child in this district or not. Second, as a former school board member, thank you for your patience with us and all of your time. You go above and beyond every day. And finally, as your friend, and I get choked up, I wish you the best of luck, and may your future be filled with palm trees and paradise. The district will not be the same without you.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Why, yeah. This is your big chance in the spotlight.
I'm good. No. I love you too, huh?
All right.
No.
Well, the board president, of course, I'll speak, and I'm going to open up to you and give you a chance. You're not escaping. So first I want to say, let me point this out. So I asked Tracy when she came, I said, so what year exactly did you start in Westampton? And she said 1990. And I was 9 years old in fourth grade at Holloway-Taluy. Which, no, I'm just kidding.
No, I went back and looked at the yearbooks. I saw your picture. I'm like,
Another beer book on a fourth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I I've only been on the board for a few years, but it is really great to kind of have you go out on top, despite, ups and downs in the years. As Nancy said, you worked with a lot of different superintendents and boards in interesting situations. And I'm very happy for you as the board is. And it's going to be great. Like we had chatted earlier, it's going to be good timing. You're going to get to spend a lot of great time with Dad. And if you guys don't know that Tracy's mom passed away recently, so it's a very bittersweet moment tonight for Tracy and Dad and everybody here. But it's going to be just great for you. We're going to really miss you. As Nancy said, you have done a phenomenal job. You saved us a lot of money. You've been very helpful for me. Even when I came on and probably we didn't have the best start, you've always been there to support me. You've always been there to help me. You've always been there to answer the questions. You've done a phenomenal job, and we just really thank you. And I do want to open the floor, even if it's just a couple words. I just wanted to give you the floor to say whatever you'd like to say before your time out of here. So.
Let's see if I can get through it.
Name and address for the record, please.
Thank you.
Okay.
Myrtle Beach first. Oh, no, actually, my dad and I are taking a road trip in a couple of weeks. Should be interesting because the 15-minute ride here on 295, I was told, you're too close, you're going too fast, there's a car alongside you. That's what they make those buzzers for on the side of your car, but I have my dad, so cross country is going to be interesting. 29 years is a long time to be in a place. Cast of characters is, I said at my retirement party, I started with a great superintendent, I'm ending with a great superintendent. There's been some in the middle that have not been so spectacular. But, you put a smile on your face and you go forward. School boards, we've always had good school boards. Some get on with agendas, one lasted one meeting. He thought he was going to lower his tax bill, did that. He was off, gone. It's a great school district. Westampton is not just a school district, it's a family. And it's a good thing. You and I didn't start out great, but I think I won you over, Justin.
I know it's weird, so.
Oh, yeah. I told Vanessa she has to shave it. But I just want to thank everybody for the kindness in the last few weeks.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Thanks.
Did you want to say anything? I didn't want to. Did you want to? It's up to you. I want to stay
I'm
here.
going to miss you.
I'm going to miss you too.
There's times I can talk and times I can't. And Tracy has been a great board secretary. Thank you. Great member of Westampton School District. More than just a job. Clear.
24/7.
I would be on my way to work, down the road, 7:30 in the morning, and her car is here already. I text her, what you doing here? I'm coming in, 5:30, 6 o'clock in the evening, and her car is still there. Or she's gone home, and she has come back. Can't pay a person for that. That's dedication. That's love. And you could see it not just in her presence here, but her impact to the district, her concern with the district, her ability to say no, which many of the administrators know. We knew our budget was in good hands, and just really looking out for the overall district. Thank you.
Thank you, Vanessa.
Can we give Tracy a round of applause? Oh, please. Oh.
This
I
is
just
why
want
we
to
didn't
say
see
that-
each other all day, right?
I just want to say that, I've my 30th year in education, I've seen a lot of business officials in a bunch of different districts, and a school district is always lucky if they have a business official who realizes that their job is about kids, not about numbers. And I think I can speak on behalf of the entire administration. We realized that we were very lucky.
Thank you.
So we wish you all the best in the world. I personally thank you so much for your friendship and your guidance. And I will be in touch.
Great. All right, well, with that, we will be going into executive session, actually, so I need a motion to take us into executive.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstained? Motion carries.
Yes.
Okay, and we will be taking action during this executive session.
I have to explain.
Okay. All right, with that, ladies and gents, you're free to wait outside. It could be a little bit of time, but we do need you to step out.